finally break up with that toxic person in my life, and then you're not doing it, honey, you cannot trust in yourself because you keep breaking your own promises. You keep breaking your own word. How can you trust a person that is simply breaking their word over and over again? You can't. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela and today we are going to talk about confidence. After this video, you will know what confidence actually is and how insecurity is keeping you trapped in that life, that reality you are, and how confidence plays a role in manifesting your dream life. Let's get into this. First of all, I want to explain to you what is confidence. If you look up the word confidence in Wikipedia, it says, confidence is the feeling of belief or trust that a person or thing is reliable. Self-confidence is trust in oneself. Self-confidence involves a positive belief that one can generally accomplish what one wishes to do in future. Self-confidence is not the same as self-esteem, which is an evaluation of one's worth. So confidence is that feeling or belief that you are reliable. It's trust in yourself that you can do it, that you can achieve it, whatever it is. Now this sounds pretty simple, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I trust myself. But in today's world, I feel like everyone wants to be confident, but no one actually is confident for some reason. And you can see this as a well-known fashion brand. Let's say if you have to decide you are going to buy in Zara or you are going to buy something in an online store that has no reviews, is pretty new on the market and no one really talks about it, then you will prefer to go to Zara because you trust in Zara because Zara is reliable, right? And that's the same with yourself. If you trust in yourself enough that you know whatever you're doing is right, is the correct thing, and you're reliable, you do the right thing, then you have self-trust. Then you're going to do whatever you feel like doing from your confidence. So of course everyone wants to be reliable, everyone wants to be confident, everyone wants to walk into a room and be confident. But why does it seem so rare? Why do most people live in fear, live with insecurities and self-doubt instead of confidence? See, for me, insecurity is like an infection. It's a silent infection, right? It makes your body stiff, it makes you feel uncomfortable, it maybe makes even your brain stop proper working and thinking. It makes you completely disconnect with yourself, and you can see it in your posture, you can hear it in your voice, you can feel it in all over your body. Even your brain gets infected with negative self-talk, with hesitation and second guessing. Again, it spreads over your whole body. It makes you really feel gross in a way. But insecurities are not only an infection, they are also some kind of signpost or teacher for you. Because insecurities, they always show you exactly what's standing in your way. If you feel insecure when you start talking in front of a camera, then that's standing in your way to reach what you want to reach. If you feel insecure about how you look and that's why you're not going out, that's why you're not talking to people, that's why you do not find the love of your life, then that's standing in your way. Obviously, it's an obstacle, right? And once you see insecurities that way, as an infection, but also as a teacher, you can study it. You can study, first of all, how does that infection for me feel? For me personally, when I feel insecure, I feel stiff. My palms start to be a bit sweaty. I feel cold even though my palms are sweaty. And in some way, my brain literally stops to function properly. Of course, my body works. I'm still alive, but my thoughts, my talking is not as fluent as it usually is. So study first of all that infection. You can only heal something if you know what it is and how to treat it, right? If you have a flu, you know exactly you have a flu because you feel, oh, these are the symptoms of a flu. I'm having a cough, I'm having sore throat. You feel it, you know that's a flu. Okay, I'm going to take now Panadol. You know what to do. So if you know the symptoms of your insecurity, then minimum you know, okay, right now I'm starting to feel insecure. And then you observe. You observe what's happening within your body. You observe how your thoughts are going, how you suddenly start to talk negatively to yourself, how you suddenly second guess yourself for the smallest things you do. Maybe suddenly you feel really bloated. Observe it and take note of it. Take note of it mentally or on paper. And be aware, okay, these are my symptoms. And then you can ask yourself, you can ask your teacher, which is that infection, what is it holding you back from? Because usually insecurities, they're holding you back from something in order to protect you. But in that moment, you don't need to be protected. It's a protection because it wants to protect you to not get into situations that are unknown, that are uncomfortable, which is great. But sometimes, most of the time, we do not need that. So you ask your teacher, what do you want to teach me right now? And then instead of running from them, you have studied them. Because every time you're insecure, you are used to run. You are used to get out of that uncomfortable situation. But you can stop to run and finally face those challenges. Finally face those things that insecurities are holding you back. And if you have ever wondered, yeah, but it's so unfair because there are some people naturally secure and me, I'm just so insecure, it's so difficult and not everyone knows how it feels. What if I tell you that the most secure people, the most confident people are actually also insecure? The only difference is that they really know how to deal with them. They have studied their insecurities from A to Z. They know their insecurities better than anything else. That's why they master them, and that's why those insecurities are not taking control over them. Instead, they're actually giving them clear signs what they should do and overcome and what not. That's why also confident people are more prone to be successful. Of course, because what do successful people do? They only do so much different than you. They are not different people. There are people who have less knowledge, who have less skills, who are less beautiful, who are less charismatic than you, yet they have achieved a lot more than you. And that's all based on confidence at the end. They were just confident enough to see what's holding them back and do it anyways. Another thing that helped me was the so what method. If you think about your biggest insecurities, about your biggest fears, what if it happens? Think about it. What if you are not good enough? What if you are not good enough to talk on a stage? What if you just do not look good enough to be a model? What if? Ask yourself. What if you do not get that man that you're so obsessed with? What if you do not go to university? What if you do not take that job? What if you fail that exam? Think about it. At the end of the day, nothing happens. You're still alive. Everything is still intact. Maybe you feel miserable, but that's it. Whatever is arising, whatever is happening is simply an emotion. You simply wake up next day, you keep growing, you keep living, you keep doing you. Actually in the way of simply doing it and failing, or accepting and seeing, oh yeah, I didn't make it, I failed, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not a good speaker, I'm not a good writer, I'm not good at this, I'm not good enough, I cannot have it. With realizing this, you actually learn so much in that process, because you understand and you accept at which point you are at this moment, and from there on you can work. From there on, minimum, you know where you stand, and you can work through. You can get better at singing, you can get better at writing, you can get better at talking, you can work on your beauty, you can work on your body, you can do something once you see where you actually at. And you can always improve. There is no way you say, oh yeah, okay, I cannot sing, so I'm just not made for singing, I'm giving up. No. If you realize, oh shit, I'm not as beautiful, oh shit, this person actually doesn't want me, so what? You are alive, which is already so much to be grateful and thankful for. And minimum, you know now, okay, this person doesn't want me, I can look for someone else, someone better. You have to understand that most of our insecurities are simply based on assumptions of what is going to happen or how we will feel. Or worse, some of our insecurities are coming from a place of memories of what we have been through. And our brain is so great, actually, it just wants us to be safe. So if our brain has an assumption or has a memory of a bad feeling, it wants us to be safe. It tries its best to keep us in our comfort zone, which is actually amazing. But as I said, it's not always necessary. The past doesn't have to repeat, and our assumptions are simply assumptions. And anyways, safety is not where confidence grows. Confidence grows outside your comfort zone. It comes from proving yourself over and over again. If you think about what we said in the first part of the video, what confidence actually is, it's trust. In order to have that trust in yourself, you have to prove yourself. You have to give yourself that review that Sarah has. You have to give yourself a lot of reviews that you know, oh yeah, I can trust myself. Even if bad feelings or difficult emotions arise, I can deal with them. And when you trust in yourself so much, you can face whatever is coming at you, and you know you have always yourself. Of course everyone wants to be confident. Of course everyone wants to trust in itself and know whatever comes, I can face it myself. I do not have to wait for someone to save me. I do not have to wait for anyone. I can face it myself by my own. And I do not need validation from outside because I have trust in myself so much. I don't need it from somewhere else. I don't need to ask someone else. I don't need to have the approval from someone else. That's another big point. Confident people, they do everything trusting themselves without waiting for approval from everyone around them. And of course, because it's very uncomfortable and it actually is something you have to face your inner world to grow confidence. That's why some people simply try to gain confidence through external validation. But this confidence is not lasting. Every time you get this validation, it's not going to be enough. You will need more and more and more. Someone will need to fill your cup. Someone will need to fill your confidence, and that's simply impossible. You can go only so long with that. Because if you rely on external validation, you can never be truly confident. Why? Because your confidence, your self-worth then is dependent on others, and you are not in power, you are not in charge of others. You are only in power of yourself. You are only in control of yourself. You cannot force others to do or say something. So I think it's clear why everyone wants to be confident. Now, how can you be truly confident? First of all, you need to prove yourself over and over again that you can trust in yourself. Which means when you give yourself promises, you need to hold those promises. If you keep telling yourself, I'm going to eat healthy, and you're not doing it, how can you ever trust yourself in something bigger? If you keep telling yourself, I'm going to do my skincare routine, and you do it once and then you give up, how can you ever trust yourself? If you keep saying, I'm going to the gym now every day, I'm going to stop sugar, I'm going to finally break up with that toxic person in my life, and then you're not doing it, honey, you cannot trust in yourself because you keep breaking your own promises. You keep breaking your own word. How can you trust a person that is simply breaking their word over and over again? You can't. You can't trust yourself, and then you can't be confident when you keep breaking your own word. The other thing is keep working on your internal certainty. You need to be confident from inside. We already talked about this. Use the so what method. Use the observing method. Know and study your insecurities and your fears so well that you know exactly what to do and how to overcome them. Another thing is, every time you start to think, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I can't have that, I'm not capable of making it, I want you to rephrase that. Rephrase it and say instead things like, I am worthy as I am. There are more than enough opportunities on this world. Abundance is everywhere. I can figure it out. I am able to do whatever is necessary. Whatever it is, try to rephrase it and really see the opportunity in those situations. See that something is holding you back for a reason. The conclusion is, first of all, face your fears instead of avoiding them. Second of all, detach from external validation for good. Third, trust yourself that you can handle everything and anything that comes your way. And the fourth and last thing, see mistakes as part of growth and not proof of failure. Anyways, guys, I hope this could help some of you. I love you so, so much, and I believe in you. You are going to be confident. You just have to put some little steps and work into it, and you will be your best and most confident version of yourself. I love you so, so much. Bye bye.